Alright, Tinkerbell Geyser Control, aka Tink Geyser Control. Um, so, the idea behind this deck is to always play Ink Geyser. Hence, we have the Merlin shifting onto Morph package, right? For Ink Geysers, sometimes you're not going to find it in the beginning of the game when you need it, so hopefully Merlin can make that consistent. There's a lot. The control elements of this deck come in the form of Cloud Kicker and Launch and Galactic Communicator. So the idea behind the Galactic Communicator and the Cloud Kicker is that we're getting Sapphire Coils out, either paying for it or Oswalding it or getting it out with the Queen. And then we're shrinking stuff down as we dump stuff into our inkwell and using Galactic Communicators and Cloud Kickers to bounce things back to people's hands. And this makes it so you can actually bounce like big things back to their hand. You bounce a big thing back to their hand, you shrink down their ink with Ink Geyser, you blow up items with Tinkerbell to build your ink back up while they're stuck at fewer ink. And that's the game plan. The card draw comes in the form of Oswald's going to get us some cards. Queen's going to get us some cards. Hiram's going to get us some cards. Clarabelle can get us some cards. Ink Geyser obviously is going to get us cards. Right now there's a Royal Tantrum in here just to see how it goes, but it can, in a deck that wants to blow up items, this card seems really good. And it can fill our inkwell back up really fast. Popsicles getting us cards, and then Workshops getting us cards. So we have a lot of cards to get. We're running 33 characters, pretty thin on the characters, but ideally, like if we're keeping their inkwell pretty dried up, they can't roll out tons of characters anyway, so we only need so many. And then ideally, we're drawing more cards than them, and we have more ink resources to deploy more critters while they are constantly rebuilding their inkwell. There's not a lot more to say. I mean, the idea of this deck is to blow items up, to shrink the inkwell with a Tink on the field and blow items up to fill the inkwell back up. And what's crazy is that it's you're throwing stuff in your inkwell with Tink, you're throwing your items in your inkwell with Tink, and then you're getting them back with Ink Geyser. So it's like these loops. And of course we have Oswald and Tinkerbell loops. Bell synergizes incredible because you can play Ink Geyser, and if you have a Tinkerbell and an item on the field, you play Ink Geyser, and you don't need any more ink. You just blow up an item, it goes in your inkwell, you play the bell for free. When it goes in your inkwell, it triggers a Sapphire Coil, or it triggers a Oswald, or it creates these kind of control opportunities as well. So the name of the game here is shrinking the inkwells and filling it up faster than your opponent can, and bouncing creatures, and blowing up items. Let me see if there's anything major I forgot to point out here. I think that's probably about it. Definitely a case for running the big new Tamatoa. I just didn't really have room to fit him in right now, but I can see him maybe replacing a Clarabelle. Or maybe going down to like 3 queen, 1 three queen, 1 Clarabelle to get 2 of him in there, so that we can recycle items back from our discard when we need to. But for the most part, we're trying to blow up items and send them to our inkwell where we can get them back anyway from Ink Geyser. Am I missing anything? I think that's pretty much good for now. Let me know what you guys think.